to this. Hi, everybody. I want to welcome you to our first Good Vibe Energy Tribe Masterclass. And this is a new program that I actually thought up 6 years ago. I just logistically couldn't see how the whole thing was going to work together. And when I actually started seeing this coming together, it happened so fast and so easy that I knew the timing was right. For those of you that are new to some of my programs, my name is Jana Grosskost, and I will talk a little bit about who I am and what I do. And this project, like I said, it started about 6 years ago, and I wanted this to be an opportunity for collaboration. So I've been doing energy work for over 20 years, and one of my programs is called New Moon Manifesting. So if you've been in any of my new moon calls or any of my full moon or Transform Your Money Story or other programs that I've offered, I want to thank you for joining me here tonight. And for those of you that are new to this, my intention today is to help you understand a little bit about energy, how to work with it, and really why I've created this program. So let me start by sharing my screen, and hopefully we will be up. Yeah, share and present. Bingo, right? Woohoo, there we go. So Good Vibe Energy Tribe is the name of this particular program, and my whole focus is to teach people about how to keep their vibration high and to keep those good vibes going. And the energy tribe piece is everything is energy, and when we can learn how to work with energy and master energy, we feel so empowered that we are in control of our lives and our destiny. So this all came together, like I said, very quickly, and I'm super excited to be offering this. As I mentioned, my name is Jana Grosskost. I'm a metaphysical teacher. I love teaching people about energy, and I'm also an intuitive healer, so my best work is to be on the phone. I love to sense into people's energy, to feel where there are imbalances and blocks, to help break those up so that we can get the energy flowing. I feel that if people understand what blocks they have that are taking place either within their personal system or within their DNA, then it will help them in understanding how to resolve and to move forward. It's through awareness and mindfulness that ultimately we heal. I'm also a retired tax accountant. I retired when I was 50. That was my goal, and I did it. And I have a lot of information about money and taxes and information about a law of attraction and bringing more money into our lives. And I see money as a barometer, sort of an indicator of how we're interacting in the world. If we feel very valued, then we're going to attract a lot of money to us. And so one of the things that I love doing is empowering women financially. And I do that through personal coaching as well as business development coaching. Because of all my background as a strategic analyst and a financial analyst and a tax accountant, I have so much information about business. And my passion now, because I can make money doing anything, but my passion now is to create millionaires. And these are women who are holistic practitioners in some capacity, because I want them to be able to serve more people and to raise the vibration of our planet with their healing information. So I'm very passionate about business development for holistic healers. Admitting, okay. So I wanted to tell you a little bit about, I love coaching people on their personal power. And this includes the core strengths. This is a program developed by Clifton, and Gallup Poll has taken it over, but there are 34 key strengths that you can do this little test. It takes about 40 minutes to do, but it comes up with where you fall in every one of these 34 strengths. And these are my top 5. So I typically focus on the top 10 strengths when I coach people. My number 1 strength is strategic. So what does that mean for you? Is I find patterns and weird things and pick out different patterns and sort of obstacles that I see within people, and I help them in overcoming them. I'm also futuristic, which means if we do X, Y, and Z, you're going to get results A, B, and C. So the more strategic you can be in this process, and the more you can see the future, the more likely you're going to get there. I also relate exceptionally well to people because of the type of work that I do. I've gone through a lot of challenges in my life, and what that has given me is the opportunity to learn how to heal and grow, and as such, I'm very authentic. So I can help people by knowing what they've gone through. I know what it feels like, so I can really relate to them. I'm also a maximizer, so I want to be organized and efficient and do things in the best possible way, which makes life so much easier. If I can see that it's easier to go around the hurdle than over the hurdle, I'm going to tell you that so that you can take the best possible route for you. My last top 5 strength is being self-assured. So this really supports you because I know I'm supposed to teach people how to be more confident. And one of the courses that we'll be offering through Good Vibe Energy Tribe is about boosting your self-confidence and how you value yourself. And you're going to see why that's important in just a second. So in this masterclass, we are going to talk about an astrological influence that starts taking place next week. This is Uranus moving into Taurus. And I'm going to talk about history and how that's impacted us, as well as potential futures. Now, I can't see the future because there's always a realm of possibilities, right? It depends on how we all react to it. So I can present some opportunities on what that may look like. I'm also going to talk about how the Good Vibes Academy works. I know many of you signed up for the Good Vibes Academy. This is an umbrella. This is going to house all of the programs. So one of the programs will be Good Vibe Energy Tribe. The other one of the other ones will probably be Transform Your Money Story, although I'll probably change the name to Good Vibe Money. I'll have another one on Good Vibe Health. There'll just be a myriad of different things that fall within this Good Vibe Academy framework. So just because you signed up for Good Vibe Academy, it doesn't give you access to any of the materials, but you will receive ongoing emails about programs that we have coming up. I'm going to talk specifically about how the Good Vibe Energy Tribe membership works, and then we will open up the lines for any questions that you have about any of this. So let's talk about, because I'm losing my voice already, let's talk about what's taking place next week. Uranus moving into Taurus. Woohoo! So Uranus is one of the outer planets. What that means is it takes a long time for it to go through all 12 astrological signs. So it spends about 8 years in each astrological sign. Now, for the last 8 years, it has been in Aries. Aries is, who am I? What am I doing here? What do I want to contribute? How do I stand up for myself? These types of questions. So think back to what's been taking place in your life over the last 8 years. This is going to be a pretty good indication of maybe some of the areas where you've learned to stand up for yourself. You've learned to set better boundaries. Maybe you're standing in your power and following work that you love and you're passionate about. Maybe there's still areas that you need to be working on. Well, Uranus is the revolutionizer. It helps shake free anything that creates limitations, anything that's holding you back from who you really need to become. So it will do this in the comfortable way and in the not so comfortable way. So it may shake and bake things up in your life so that ultimately you have to make changes. So we can go through this with resistance, or we can go through this with, I'm going to pull up the chat bar. You can see me. Just making sure I'm not, yeah, it's not always fun, the transitions, I get you. So you can always take the easy road, or you can take the hard road, right? So anytime we have things that transition our lives, we can look at it from a fearful perspective, or we can look at it from a perspective of, wow, this is happening in my life. What opportunities are going to open up as a result? So let's see if I can move all of this. Let me see if I can just get rid of that. There we go. Okay, Uranus, revolution and change. I already mentioned that. this can also create rebellions and riots. Now, we are already seeing this. We're seeing a lot of rebellions around gun control. There's a lot of issues around the way that people are being treated. There's the why me move, or how, why me, Me Too movement. These types of things. This is about coming into your personal power, and it's revolutionizing you to say, hey, I'm not going to stand up for this energy or this type of treatment anymore. This is about creating your individualism. This is about being inventive so that you truly are standing in your power. Now, Uranus is very erratic. So I know I have friends on the call here who live in Hawaii who are getting shaken up by earthquakes. Uranus does that. It can be very erratic. It can be very unexpected. It can move you in a way that you never imagined. And so it's really important to understand where this is taking place for you. Now, specifically, this is taking place in Taurus. Let me open up the chat bar for just a second. Revolutionary change, the fallout, Scorpio full moon is kicking my butt. I know. I hear ya. Yeah, we're all rocking this. Yes, we're always in the amazing transformation mode, right? So Taurus. Taurus influences our economy, the banking system, finances, how you feel about money. You know, if you've got a lot of fears around money, then there could be fears around your job or losing your job, or, you know, personal values. How you value yourself could be coming to the forefront. It also relates to possessions and real estate, physical real estate, because Taurus is an earth sign, so anything related to the earth. So there could be changes in your personal property. Maybe you sell a property, or maybe you buy a property. This all relates to the Taurus energy and the shakeup that's going to be taking place in physical form. So we could see some of the changes. Well, let's go back to some of the characteristics. So there could be issues related to perseverance, trustworthiness, your endurance, persistence, self-reliance. So if you're feeling shaky in any of these areas, just note that there may be more fears that are driven up to the surface as a result of this. And you can be constructive with this and objective and look at it and say, oh yeah, there are still fears that I'm holding on to related to scarcity beliefs around money, or tying into the belief that money is security, right? Because our true security comes from our divine self. So we can't tie into this expectation that a company is going to take care of us, or the banking system, or the government, or whoever. This is really about us connecting with our higher self so that we can be aligned and still weather all the changes that are going to be taking place. So a lot of people out there that don't do energy work, that don't have any sort of grounding practice or spiritual practice, they may get really thrown off kilter. So this hopefully will inspire you to do more spiritual work and more spiritual practices, and whatever it helps, whatever it takes for you to really tie into your personal belief and faith that everything will be okay, that we're just going through a cycle. So as I mentioned, Taurus relates to self-assurance, which is one of my top 5 characteristics, which I found very interesting moving into this Uranus energy, because a lot of fears will be coming up. And so I'm super excited to be integrating a self-assurance program. And the slides, awesome sauce, thank you. Oh, you're so cute. Okay, so let's look at this historically. So because Uranus takes about an 84-year cycle, depending on when it goes retrograde and whatever else, this actually took place in the early 1930s, so 1934, 35, 36. This was shortly after the 1929 stock market crash. This is when the Banking Act first became valid, and it also was when Social Security actually became an actual, I don't know if it's a law, I don't know what it is, the act. But these things could be changing, right? Because we know that there's issues with the banking system, and we saw this in 2008. When this happened in 2008 is when Pluto went into Capricorn. So it's shaking up the foundation, right? Because Capricorn is the structure and the foundation, and Pluto is kind of creating that instability because we know it's not built on a proper principle and right foundation. Now, it's interesting because Monopoly, the board game, was actually created during the Uranus and Taurus time. It's actually being upgraded this year as we're moving Uranus into Taurus again. So they're having, I guess there was a vote on which of the little iconic players would be included in the updated version of Monopoly. So kind of an interesting little side note. So what this could potentially look like for us, changes in the economy, which are absolutely needed. We know that there's so many systems out there, like the insurance system, the banking system, that just are just insane. There also could be changing currencies. That means we could see, instead of fiat currency, which is our day-to-day money, we could see more cryptocurrencies coming online. I know that housing costs, in fact, I saw a headline, I didn't get a chance to read it, but it actually said something about people are fed up with housing costs, that they're too expensive, that they can't find places to live, that they're not being financially compensated with their work to actually even afford a house, which is insane. Now, Taurus also supports a huge feminine uprising. So we could see shifts in the banking system or with politics or any industry where there's a lot of female entrepreneurs coming online and helping make some positive shifts. So it will be interesting to see what actually transpires. But these are some of the things that I was thinking about could potentially impact us. Uranus equals freedom. So it wants us to be free. It wants us to shake out of the old way of doing things. That could include shaking up the taxation system, which we know is corrupt. It could restructure credit. There could be mortgage repayment issues. There could be personal property, real property type exchanges. So we really don't know what will happen. I'm not bringing all of this up to create fear within you, but to present an opportunity for you to be aware of potentially what could be taking place in the near future. So how does this impact you personally? Well, one thing that you can do is you can pull your astrology birth chart with transits. And this is important because Taurus, which is noted here, typically rules the second house. Now, this is my birth chart. And as you can see, these little numbers in the center here represent the houses. So it typically rules the second house. Well, in my case, it rules the 10th house. So we have Uranus up here. It's actually right at this point, right here, beginning on May 19th, actually the 18th. I just put the 19th to make sure it flipped over into Taurus. But it's taking place, first of all, on my midheaven. So the midheaven is our most verbal, I guess verbal isn't the right word, excuse me. The midheaven is our most seen part of who we are. So the fact that this is taking place in my 10th house is relating to my career. So it's no surprise that this program came online about this time because Uranus is up-leveling all areas of my career. In fact, my entire brand has been changed in the last 6 weeks, and I'm so excited about where everything is going. So Taurus is taking place in my 10th house, and my natal Uranus is over here, is actually taking place in my 2nd house. So 2nd house, again, is where typically Taurus sits. So it's kind of interesting that I've got this taking place, that there's a lot of up-leveling taking place within the Taurus energy. When you pull your birth chart, I would look to see what house it's in, and then do a quick Google search, natal or transiting Uranus in blank house. Now, if you're actually in the Good Vibe Energy Tribe, this is part of a webinar that I've already got in there, but it actually walks you through how to pull your birth chart so you can see exactly where this is taking place for you if you're not familiar about how to do this. But I just want to give you a kind of a down and dirty view of what that looks like. 9th house, okay, just a few degrees. So in that 9th house, you could be having transition. Yes, the midheaven is the heavy black line that bisects the chart. in the ninth house, that relates to long distance travel, foreign travel. It could be related to going back to school, higher education, philosophical pursuits, anything related to, Sagittarius typically rules the ninth house. So you can even just Google that, Uranus transiting ninth house, and there'll be several websites that pop up, and you can just jump on those and read a little bit about what that says. Uranus in your 11th house. Hey, Vicki. So in the 11th house, this is about, this is typically the Aquarius energy. So this relates to, bigger picture type things, helping, sharing your wisdom with the world, pouring. It's often indicated by the water bearer, and she's pouring her wisdom over humanity. So there could be, and especially knowing that the film work that you're doing is so related to spiritual evolution. So it makes sense that these projects could be coming online over the next 8 years and kind of take you to the next level in your spiritual growth and evolution as you support people in theirs. So you're sharing your wisdom and knowledge with other people, with it being in the 11th house. So the midheaven, this is the most seen part of who we are. So the ascendant is where the sun was when we were born. The descendant is kind of the lowest point, and the midheaven is the highest point. Taurus is your moon sign. Woohoo! So there's could be, you're gonna have a lot of emotional shaking and bacon coming up, my dear friend Sharon. So it'll be interesting to see what transitions for you with all of this. All right, so here is just a quick view of each of the particular houses, and I will post this on, where will I post this? I will post this in New Moon Manifesting Facebook group so that you can see all of this information. But I just wanted to give some possible things to think about relating to each of the transitions in the houses. All right, so number one key with this whole process, and anytime we're going through an outer planet really shaking things up, is to make sure that you're flexible, make sure that you are staying grounded, that you are observing without reacting or overreacting. And this will help you stay more grounded and centered and feel peaceful. In fact, people will look around you and wonder why you're so peaceful when there's chaos taking place around you. But I know that it is very true. I've had these conversations with people that have been in my classes, and we've done these mastermind calls where they feel that they can manage it. You know, there's something to be said when we have other people going through similar situations. It's nice to know that you're not alone, right? As soon as we start talking about it and we start expressing what's been taking place with us over the week or the month, and we can say, yeah, I'm feeling that too. You know that you're not the only one, and we can come together and not commiserate, but to support each other and to really help us understand that everybody is going through this, that we're not alone in this process. All right, so for those of you who are interested in Uranus and the quantum healing aspect, so this is one element that I wanted to bring in with Good Vibe Energy Tribe. So I do DNA activation and healing work, and what that basically means is when we hold on to tightly held beliefs, it's literally like you're taking a wet rag and just squeezing all the water out of it, right? There's no room for air in there. There's no room for movement. That rag is just getting squozen. And when we hold on to tightly held beliefs, that's what our DNA looks like. It's really wound tightly. For our DNA to truly be activated, we want to unwind. We want to open that up, because instead of an evolution, we want an involution, where the light is coming from within our DNA. And when we talk about DNA healing, it's not about bringing light in. We can definitely do that. But the more we can release related to tightly held beliefs, whether it's our personal beliefs or beliefs that are brought forth from our ancestors, the more we can release those, the easier it will be to allow light to emerge from within. We will be more peaceful, more calm, be able to address any situations that face us. And that's one of my focuses with this program, is to teach you how to do that and heal yourself on that quantum level. So with Uranus, we are moving, and I use the I Ching hexagrams. So the I Ching is ancient Chinese text that has been around for thousands of years. There are 64 different hexagrams that are made up by what's called an upper trigram and a lower trigram. So there's 8 upper trigrams, 8 lower trigrams, and they interrelate differently. So you'll take like a base hexagram, we're going to be in thunder right now, right? No, we're in water. And then thunder is the upper hexagram. So you're going to move through 8 cycles where the base is going to be water, and then the upper hexagram, all of them change. So I know it's confusing. I just confused myself, so I don't even know why I'm trying to explain this. We are moving with Uranus. Uranus right now, because it's a slow-moving planet, is in hexagram 3, line 6. So hexagram 3 relates to feeling a lot of adversity. So think about that blade of grass and how it's trying to burst up through some very difficult soil, right? Like it's been pounded down from the snow and all of the weather, and it's really cracked and brittle and dry, and this little blade of grass is trying to ease up through this dirt, and it's virtually impossible. But the blade of grass doesn't give up, right? It just keeps pushing. Pretty soon it gets stronger and stronger. And that's how we need to be with this hexagram. So we're like that blade of grass that even though we are facing adversity, that instead of avoiding or abandoning our efforts, that we have truth and we have perseverance, so that we're living in truth and knowing that things are working out for our highest good. Again, Uranus is creating freedom, so we need to break free of any past beliefs and patterns so that we ultimately can be in a space of truth. So managing energy throughout the entire Good Vibe Energy Tribe, I will weave essential oils into this. I use doTERRA essential oils specifically. If you have some that you absolutely love, I'm not trying to convert you to my way of thinking. I've used hundreds of different brands before. I personally had such a profound shift with doTERRA that I knew I needed to share information about them and to support energetically something that energetically supported me. In fact, the question that I asked is, how are these oils expressing themselves through me? And it's been interesting to see what comes up. Tree oils are going to be your best friend as we're going through these transitions. Again, think of the roots of the tree growing deep into the soil. So we want to have strong roots with our meditation, with our spiritual practices, with anything that helps us stay grounded and connected with the earth. 2 of my favorite oils are copaiba and frankincense, both very ancient oils that have been used for thousands of years. doTERRA's Balance Blend is a blend of 4 different tree oils, very grounding and anchoring. I also love juniper berry because it supports the kidney function, which is where water is stored, and water is the element where fears get stuck, and so we need to move the energy of that out of there. So moving on, let's talk a little bit about the Good Vibes Academy. Now, the way that I see this, and many of you did sign up for the Good Vibes Academy. It's free to get in the Good Vibes Academy, but there's really nothing there. I may have some free offerings at some point, but right now there's nothing there. So once you get into Good Vibes Academy, then you can join the other programs. So Good Vibe Energy Tribe is the one program that you can actually access now, and that's the one that we're talking about tonight. This is a monthly membership program. I will also have Transform Your Money Story, which will probably change its name to Good Vibe Money or Good Vibe Wealth. I will probably add in my Good Vibe Oil Tribe in here, so there'll be information specific to essential oils. But I just wanted to let you know that the Good Vibes Academy is just sort of the umbrella to the bigger picture, and then there'll be a host of different programs underneath it. So when you get into Good Vibe Energy Tribe, there are going to be a lot of different resources. There's going to be a section every single month, and there's also this section called Energy Tribe General Resources. So in the Energy Tribe General Resources, there are a couple of videos, webinar, audio files, and different things that are just ongoing tools that you can use every day. For example, there is a webinar on how to set your intentions every single morning, to set your life with intentions so that you're moving into your day and having things set in such a way that, that you're creating the results that you want. There's also an evening meditation. It's an energy clearing meditation and helps you to calm the mind, relax the body, and to get a restful night's sleep. The purpose in doing this is the same thing, going to bed with intention. When I was a mother, well, I'm still a mother, but my kids are 22 and 20 now. But when I was a young mother, you know, I had this ritual at night that we would go through. And I'm sure you all did if you were parents, that, you know, you read them a story and gave them a bath and different things to help them prepare for the night. And yet, as adults, we neglect ourselves. And so I wanted to bring that back and help you to go to bed with intention, because you're going to sleep more peacefully. You're going to allow your body the rest that it needs so that it can rejuvenate. So in the general resources section of Good Vibe Energy Tribe is where you can access some of those types of tools. There will also be a general EFT tapping, energy release tapping exercise. There will also be, trying to think what else is in there right now, act as if. So an exercise to help you act as if, so that you can transform some of your challenging thoughts and shift them into what it is you're ultimately trying to create. So this is within Good Vibe Energy Tribe, is you'll have a general resources tab that you can access those tools. You will also have access to each month's core curriculum. Now, some of these are, well, they're all going to change. Every month we're going to have a live masterclass. It's the first Monday of each month. And then there's a variety of things. Now, some of the classes are going to be ongoing. I know I've got Catherine Leah. She's doing an amazing mindfulness module, and she'll be creating that each month to help you, again, a tool to help you stay on track. As I mentioned earlier, some of the information where I talked about Uranus with this transition that we're moving into with Taurus, there's actually a 12-minute webinar to walk you through that process, show you how to get your specific birth chart so that you can understand how that's going to impact you. The next webinar I'm creating are 6 steps to help boost your personal value. I will also be doing a chakra balancing series. So it was kind of interesting because I taught chakra balancing classes years and years and years ago. In fact, it was the first essential oil class that I taught with doTERRA. And I had such a profound shift after teaching that course that, again, that's when I knew I needed to teach people about doTERRA essential oils and why they were different. When I was thinking about this course, at first I was like, yeah, sure, I can throw together chakra balancing. But what actually came in, and one of the reasons that I'm really inspired with this program, Good Vibe Energy Tribe, is it provides me with more flexibility. So as an intuitive healer, I get a lot of downloads of information, and it doesn't always fit into a specific course, or it may be a kind of a one-time course or something. And I haven't been able to figure out how to kind of put that together with other offerings that I have going on. And so with this, I can throw it into a specific month. And like with the chakra balancing, I thought it was going to be the root chakra. I was actually told that it's the Earth Star. So as I was thinking about that, I was like, yeah, that makes sense, that we really need to get grounded. And if you were in my Aries New Moon call, we did an amazing meditation where we started detangling the roots. But we're going to take this even deeper with this Earth Star meditation, where you're going to learn how to connect with the crystalline structure of Mother Earth and to utilize that to physically support you. So that's another class will be coming up. On Saturday when I was meditating, I was told, so some of the other things that I've done include personally integrating your higher self with your physical self, which will be a part of the chakra balancing. I've also done galactic center integration with your personal self so that you're fully integrated with energy of the galactic center. And now I was told to do a full integration with Akashic records. So in the past, what I've done with Akashic records is, imagine you're in a library and you have this book, thousands of books around you. And that's kind of how I see the Akashic records, is I can go there and I can pull out a book and I can read specific information that relates to, say like a particular talent that I want to bring forth, or maybe I have an idea that I need support on. The Akashic records hold all information from all time and all eternity. And so we have access to that. Well, I was told that part of the chakra balancing was to integrate us with all of the Akashic records so that we would have access to that information. So I don't know when that's going to show up, but again, I'm open to the possibilities. So the chakra balancing class, our elements will not be linear by any capacity. So be open and flexible to that. If you're a very linear person, I'm going to apologize right now. That's not always how the information comes to me. So as I mentioned, these are just some of the classes that will be offered each month. Melinda Graham is going to be doing some amazing full moon rituals for us. We've got Suzanne McDermott that will be doing some energy updates and hopefully some essential oil training. So I'm very excited to be working with some amazing healers and teachers that, and if you have an idea and you're a healer or a teacher, I am open to what that is and how that could potentially integrate with this program. So again, some of these, the programs that we're going to receive, they're going to be actual series like the chakra balancing, and some will be single classes. The information is going to be relevant. This gives us flexibility with information as it's downloaded to us and provide us with ongoing tools. So if you look inside Good Vibe Energy Tribe itself, it'll have a little box for May and June and July. And I've got them set up for the next 12 months, but it'll go beyond that. But I'm also going to set it up if there's any series classes like the chakra balancing. I will have it in the month, but I'll also have chakra balancing by itself. Or with the mindfulness series, I'll have it in the month, and then I'll also have the mindful series, so you can just tap into that mindful series if you wanted to go back to it. Or if there was a chakra that's really imbalanced for you at a particular time, you could go in there and just pull up, say like the third chakra, if you were having issues related to your personal power. So I'm trying to organize this in such a way that it's easy to find the information, because otherwise, it'd be hard to think, okay, when did she do the third chakra? When did we do this chakra? So that way it'll be organized. If you have recommendations on how to do this, I'm still playing with this platform. It hasn't looked exactly the way I like it to, but I'm working with a web developer to help make those changes. So that's kind of how the Good Vibe Energy Tribe works. And this whole program is to help you be inspired, to help you live empowered, to help you manage your vibration so that you attract all the goodness and greatness that you want. Another great key feature about this is there is a 30-day money-back guarantee. So let's say you jump in the program and 30 days from now you say, hey, this isn't right for me. That's fine. I want you to be happy. This isn't a program for everybody. The information that I have isn't for everybody. I will happily refund your money. If you decide, say 6 months down the road that this isn't the right program for you, then fine, jump out of it. You'll just no longer have access to any of the materials. You'll have access as long as you are an Energy Tribe member. There are two ways to get involved with this. The monthly membership is $29 a month, or you can pay for it in a yearly lump sum of $245, which saves you 15%. And the way that you would do that is you go to either the school or goodvibeenergytribe.com, and then just click on Energy Tribe All Access Monthly Membership. And once you click on that, towards the bottom of the main page, there's a place that you can set up your membership. So I want to get out of screen share. And I'm going to open up the line. So let me unmute. If you have background noise, there's a little mute button on the bottom left. All right. I can hear people. Let's check on the chat. Skwozen. I love that. Did I say that? It's a technical term. Jill. Oh. And thank you. The ascendant is not where the sun was. It's where the constellation was rising when we were born. Thank you for clarifying that. Whew. Okay, feel like I'm off to the races. The race is done. I have just finished the triple crown, right? So questions about how Good Vibe Energy Tribe works. Yeah, or anything else, or you're on or.
Hi, Jana, it's Kathleen.
Hi.
So I had two questions actually. So the first one it's about because I know with Uranus and everything, I've been getting headaches the past 2 days, and I don't know if that has anything to do with it. But so I was wondering if that was something that is being affected by anything going on right now. And then the second thing is with Uranus being in Taurus, mine is in my 8th house, and so I was reading up on it, and I guess it has to do with change. So does that mean for like the next 8 years I'm going to be dealing with just changes?
Yes, ma'am, you are.
Oh, beautiful.
Just what you always wanted. So yeah, the 8th house, I mean, the 8th house is a Scorpio energy, so I'm just going to tell you that because I know you're a Scorpio. So the 8th house relates to transformation, to death, to taxes, to shared resources. So it doesn't have to be, again, Uranus is going to clear the way. It's going to create freedom by releasing any limitations. So we always have that choice with transformation to go through it with difficulty or with ease. And the difficulty would be resistance, right? And the ease would be being objective. So right. It's kind of looking at it not from, oh my God, this is going to take place in my life and it's going to be the next 8 years is going to be terrible. No, it can be clearing away some of, your fears, maybe limitations around you moving forward in a particular way. So it is about transforming yourself, which I know you're in that place anyway. You're not in a job that you love. You're not doing the work that you love. And Scorpio really does, that 8th house really does help us clear that out.
Well, it's kind of funny because lately I've been getting a lot of downloads that are very quick, and then things have been coming up very quickly. And at first I was and the funny thing is I wasn't overwhelmed by it. And something I want to talk about with the Good Vibe Energy Tribe is, I've been in Transform Your Money Story as well as Wealthy Women. I've been working with Jana for a long time, and even with all these changes happening, and as you were doing your presentation, the funny thing that the thought that came to my mind is, if I hadn't been doing this work with you for the past, I don't know how many years now, it was almost like I wouldn't be prepared for this, because I'm very at peace with everything going on right now, even though it's very quickly. So for anyone interested, it's worth the shot. And now she has it accessible so that you can just keep going back and not have to search for everything. It's just there and nicely put together. Exactly. And then now she's bringing in other people.
Go ahead.
I said, no, and then now you're bringing in other people too. So it's very, very nice to see this expand and grow and see where else you could take it. So that's very nice.
Oh, exactly. And like I said earlier, this gives me a lot of flexibility with information that comes in for me, where I don't have to, because creating a program is a lot of work for any of you that have done it. It's not just something you lightly think about. Even in preparing this, I spent several 15-hour days in production mode. So, and that was just getting it to a place where people could actually, look at what was coming up. So, it does take a lot of work. And one of the things that inspired me in setting this up was when we finished up our last Transform Your Money Story, everybody said, well, what's next? And I've been thinking about doing a monthly membership program. So, I mean, this is affordable compared to some of the more expensive programs like Transform Your Money Story, that's a 10-month program, and it gives ongoing support. So it doesn't matter where you're at in the healing cycle. If you're brand new to energy work and just, you know, trying to get into it, you're going to get something out of it. And even if you're someone who has a lot of, you know, background in energy work and other programs that I've offered in the past, you're going to get a lot out of it, because we're all at different places, and whatever you get is exactly what you need in the moment. And so, you know, going back to what Kathleen was saying, yes, I'm bringing in more people with this because this is a program that can be integrated with any of my other programs. So it will help you dynamically in understanding what's taking place within you and around you without feeling, you know, victimized by some of the energetic transitions that we're going to be seeing. So thank you for bringing that up.
Janet, can you tell me what the sixth house is for that? I just looked it up.
So
that's where I'm at.
You're in the sixth house. So sixth house has to do with our health, creating healthy habits. So think about the Virgo energy typically rules the sixth house. So anything related to, you know, creating structure around where you're wanting to go with things, having specific habits or organized in a certain way. You know, think about that Virgo energy is about purification. So if there are any issues related to thinking incorrectly, then this would be a good time to transform those so that you're purified with whatever's for your highest good.
Okay.
Open this up. So, oh, you would have done. Any other questions or comments? Get rid of that. Questions? No, we're good. As I mentioned, the Uranus webinar in the actual Good Vibe Energy Tribe program is more extensive. It's 12 minutes long. So there's going to be a lot of information. As you can see, every single month you're going to have, I will probably be posting at least a webinar and other information at least once a week. Sometimes there may be more than one. One thing I eventually want to start integrating also is potentially adding the third Monday of each month, and do that as an interview with someone who does energy work. So I've already got a couple people that I'm interested in interviewing to help you understand what they do. It could be people that are actually have offerings in this program, or it could be people that I meet along the route. For example, I was on a call with Zoom today, and the guy was sharing information about his wife Kaya, and I was just blown away. We both got chills at literally the same time when we were talking about how they use the I Ching every day to you know, really give them guidance and support throughout their day. That his wife does this amazing program that teaches you how to be in joy every single day. And I said, I want to interview her. So I keep running across little situations like this that that I know is going to support the energy of the entire tribe. And that's my goal, is that together we come together, that we bring our energies and we support each other in this process, so that we raise our vibe, we support not only ourselves, but our community, humanity, the earth, everything, because the more work that we can do individually, the more we can support everybody else. And other questions that came up while I was talking. Oh, there we go, back in gallery view. No, we're good? All right, well, that's a brief overview. Each time I do have new information posting, you'll get an email on that if you're at least in the Good Vibes Academy. And then if you're actually in Good Vibe Oil Tribe, or Energy Tribe, sorry, other program, Good Vibe Energy Tribe, then you'll have access to whatever webinar or video or whatever else it is. So if there's specific things that you want information about, I'm open to receive those and to find ways to integrate that information, because if you're questioning it, there's probably other people too. And I've been doing energy work for over 20 years, so it's easy for me to kind of get in that place of saying, oh, well, I've done that before, or maybe I've taught that before, but maybe not to you. So, you know, it would be helpful if there's specific things that you want more information about so that I can help you in whatever capacity that you need help with. All right. Well, if you have questions,
I do have one question. Will you be doing anything with the gene keys at all?
Yes, I'll probably bring in a little bit. Like I was just talking about the 3.6. So Uranus is moving through the third hexagram for quite a while. I think in the fall it moves into the 27. I'll have to look and make sure. But yes, we will be using some of the gene key information as well for those of you that are interested in that. I use those to help open up our DNA, because every 5.5 days we move through a particular hexagram. And even being mindful about whatever we're transitioning through with that hexagram can help us in navigating that energy and open us up to greater healing. So it may be sort of like over your head, but if you can just be mindful about what's taking place, it may help you in addressing any challenges that you're facing. So yes, I did remember you, Sharon, saying, can you integrate all of these things into one place? So thank you for that. I appreciate your suggestion. Yeah, definitely.
Great.
Awesome, awesome. All right, well, if you have questions that did not get addressed during this, please reach out to me, manifestingessentials@gmail.com, or any of my email addresses, healing@newmoonmanifesting. And I look forward to having you in this group. I'm very excited about it, and I'm grateful for you all being here tonight. For those of you that get to watch this after the fact, I'm sending you all waves of love and good vibes, and hope that you'll participate. So, thank you all. Good night.
Good night, Jen. Thank you.
Thank you.